10 most WTF moments in WWE. And I saw the thumbnail of this video and I saw Viscera laying on top of somebody in the most suggestive position ever. But I will say this, I've always wondered this as a kid, how Viscera was able to come down to the ring almost every match in a triple thick hefty garbage bag and never suffer heat exhaustion in the middle of a match. RIP to Viscera, by the way, and salute to his family. But I've always wanted to know that. But maybe that's another thing for another day. Before we get started, go hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this.
There have been some iconic moves in WWE history. From Sweet Chin Music to the RKO, these moves are truly memorable for all the right reasons. However, there are certain moves that leave fans utterly speechless. Either they're completely inappropriate for a wrestling match, or they look so bad that fans are pulled out of the illusion that this is pro wrestling. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 WTF moves in WWE.
I'm so sore, man.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also, check out our new channel, WrestleMania Shorts.
Love.
Oh, we now have a Hindi channel as well, so if you speak or understand Hindi, check it out. Number 10, Quincy Elliot, Booby Smash.
Of course.
Quincy Elliot is one of the more interesting and unique characters that has surfaced in recent years. Footage of Elliot's matches usually go viral on social media because he performs certain moves that leave fans in a state of shock. Take for instance when Elliot was wrestling NXT star Scripps on NXT Level Up. Suddenly during the match, Elliot performed one of the most unique moves ever. Instead of performing the popular punches in the corner spot, he decided to use his own upper body instead of his fists. This left fans and the announcers in total disbelief. We don't blame them. Number 9, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Hairbrush Attack. The team of Strowman and Ricochet have...
Dude, getting pummeled by somebody's nipples is wild. That is wild. I wouldn't even know what to say after that.
Came together a number of times on TV and house show events, but one particular match they received attention for all the wrong reasons. The duo were wrestling the Maximum Male Models in March of 2023. During the match, Strowman managed to obtain the hairbrush of the male models. After using it to comb his beard, Strowman did the unthinkable. The former WWE Universal Champion decided to violently use the hairbrush on his backside as if it was toilet paper.
No,
Strowman would then
that's
throw the
crazy.
brush back to Ricochet, and Ricochet then proceeded to attack Mansoor with a now, let's say, contaminated item. Number 8, Eva Marie, Sliced Bread.
You imagine if he did that without pants on and then all the, never mind.
Eva Marie was never the best wrestler in the world, and she was without question pushed beyond her ability. During Marie's run in NXT, she would debut her finishing move, the Sliced Bread. This move has been perfected over the years, and it's very popular, especially with athletic talents. However, when Marie performed the move, it legitimately received audible laughs from the crowd. The move is supposed to be performed quickly and with grace, but Marie looked like she was doing it in bullet time. It's unclear why WWE decided to give someone who was struggling to perform basic moves a notable finish of this nature, but WWE at one point were adamant on making the former Total Divas star the next big thing.
We all know why. We all know why. We don't even have to say anything. Just look at her. We just look at her. That's the main reason why they were trying to shoot her up to the top, because I haven't seen a single match she was involved in where I felt like that she was the best person in that ring. Not once. No disrespect to her. Not once.
Number 7, Veto, Dress Code. In 2006, WWE made the bold decision to re-debut Veto as a cross-dressing man. This idea came from Vince and Stephanie McMahon, who randomly came up to Veto backstage and asked him how he'd feel about wearing a dress. Whilst his gimmick was atrocious and mainly existed to make McMahon laugh, Veto was incredibly dedicated to the character, and it was even reported that he would stay in character when traveling, with the aim of trying to get the new persona over. But the most infamous thing about this gimmick was, without question, his finishing move, known as the Dress Code. This move would involve Veto putting his opponent's head under his dress so their face would face his crotch.
No, that's crazy.
Make his opponent submit whilst their face was buried in him. This was an interesting move to say the least. It worked when Veto was wrestling enhancement talents, but the thought of Veto applying the move to a wrestler such as The Undertaker or Batista was simply wrong. Number 6.
Yo, I swear if I was ever in the ring at that time, and I never knew what his finisher was, if I was the first person he did that on, and this guy's over here trying to put a hole in the back of my throat, I swear on everything I love, I will have a Netflix documentary. That's it. I'm having a Netflix documentary. Ain't no way this is gonna happen, bro. You can't pay me enough money for that. There's some people who like that, and that's cool for you, but for me, that is not my thing. And after sweating in the ring and all, and let's say he didn't wash properly, and amongst other things, there's no way, man. There's no way, bro. I'm giving him a low blow. I'm going off script. Sorry.
Road Dogg pump handle slam with added hump. A Road Dogg was one of the most popular stars of the Attitude Era, and for his finishing move, he would use a pump handle power slam. This move is common in pro wrestling, but Road Dogg's version of the move added a rather inappropriate twist.
Wouldn't he hump first before he do the pump handle slam?
Just as Road Dogg was getting ready to perform the move, he would proceed to hump his opponent. On the surface, this is a classic Attitude Era move, but when the move is analyzed at a deeper level, it's one of the most disturbing finishing moves that has ever existed.
Crazy.
Number 5,
that ain't flying
Eugene
today.
Horseback Ride. The Eugene persona was a controversial character that debuted in the Ruthless Aggression era. The majority of Eugene's moveset was inspired by his favorite wrestlers such as The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, but one particular move certainly wasn't inspired by a WWE legend. In the majority of his matches, Eugene would proceed to mount his opponent and ride them like a horse. If this wasn't bad enough, he would often spank the backside of his opponent to add insult to injury. This was humorous at first, but when Eugene was performing it in every single match, it quickly lost its comedic spark.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Now that I think about it, I can't believe that Eugene actually existed. Like now when you think about like the landscape of society and stuff nowadays, and you think about like The Godfather, okay, it's not a big deal to me. Val Venus, okay, I get that, but Eugene, out of all the people, Eugene, that is a character that that is crazy. But I mean, that's back then for you, you know.
Bastion Booger trip to the Batcave. In the summer of '93, WWE
what is this dude wearing, bro?
Of Bastion Booger. This would go down as one of the worst gimmicks in WWE history. It was truly awful. In essence,
like 9
Booger's character was an unkept wrestler who loved food. This character fell completely flat though, and one of the reasons fans resented the persona was because his finishing move was truly revolting.
Oh, that's
Booger's
dangerous.
finisher was known as a trip to the Batcave, as it would see Booger sit down on his opponent with his groin area landing in his opponent's face. This was sold with disgust from the WWE commentary team as they made unflattering comments such as, "Imagine the smell," and that is simply horrible. Number 3, Kazani Talula Bella. A WWE debuted their fair share of characters that failed to get over, and Kazani is one of them. It's hard to truly define what his character or gimmick was supposed to be, but we're told as an audience that he was from some kind of carnival, and Kazani would describe the character as a mix between Jake the Snake Roberts and Doink the Clown. But this did little to generate any interest in the character. Kazani only had one singles match on TV as the character when he debuted possibly one of the weakest looking finishers ever. Kazani's finisher was supposed to resemble a double arm DDT, but his variation involved him performing a roll through, meaning his opponent simply did a forward roll. When Kazani did this during his match with MVP, fans believed it was botched as there was no reason that the move was going to hurt anyone. Well, the reality was that this was Kazani's legitimate finishing move that he'd used in WWE developmental.
Oh, he did it different that time.
Number 2, Viscera.
He actually looks more like a mixture of like Kid Rock and Rob Zombie. I don't see Jake the Snake and Doink the Clown in that. That's a weird mixture.
Viscera was one of the wrestlers who went through a number of characters during his WWE tenure. He was once the 1995 King of the Ring winner, and he was once a key part of the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness faction. However, without question, the most notorious gimmick Viscera had was when he became the world's largest love machine. During the gimmick, the Viscera character would become overly sexualized, and some of his moves were changed to accommodate this drastic gimmick change. One move that was added into his arsenal was a move known as the Visagra. This move involved a near 500-pound man getting on his opponent's back and then humping him with all his might.
Yo, that's
this move
crazy.
was truly insane.
No.
And it was unbelievable to think that Viscera went from being the Undertaker's henchman to humping wrestlers on live TV.
Crazy.
And
yo, he's
John Cena.
This dude is lifting up his body to bounce back off the mat. Man, listen. I get that wrestling is your dream. But you know what? Hey, you know what? Some people like certain things, and that's fine. That's on them. But for me, I don't love anything enough to put me in that position, literally and figuratively. There's nothing in the world. There isn't a single check that you could write for me that I ever had me be okay. And he added to it. I guess it's just to be funny. I know it's not meant to be taken seriously, but I'm just saying from my perspective, I can't.
Move of Doom. During his legendary career in WWE, Cena became notorious for having 5 moves of doom. Some fans believe that Cena was only able to execute 5 moves, and that's all he ever needed to win notable matches over the likes of Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Cena would eventually get in on the joke, and in 2018 he would debut a move that was literally known as the 6th move of doom. Cena had heavily teased the move in interviews and across social media, so fans expected something really special. When Cena eventually performed the move at the Super Showdown pay-per-view in 2018, fans were incredibly disappointed. During Cena's tag team match where he teamed with Bobby Lashley to take on Elias and Kevin Owens, Cena began the 6th move of doom by doing a bizarre cross with his arms and then proceeded to throw a basic worked punch at Elias.
Yeah.
Fans were confused as to what was happening, and it was clear that Cena was just trolling with the move. The weird thing was that this actually resulted in a pinfall victory for him, which was supposed to make the move look credible, but due to the move looking so bad upon execution, it did nothing other than make fans question what Cena was thinking. The move was supposed to link to a movie that Cena was shooting with Jackie Chan, but this connection was lazily explained and did little to cross-promote the movie.
What movie was that? I don't remember what movie he was in with Jackie Chan. Honestly, I haven't seen all of John Cena's movies, so I'm sure there's tons of movies that he's in that I haven't seen. But I get more of a Wolverine, doing a special type move, But that's just me. It's the opposite direction, but Marvel vs. Capcom, Weapon X, or Berserker, or whatever. But anyways, do you guys think these are crazy WTF moments? Let me know in the comment section. If they missed any of them, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate that. Salute, peace, have a good day.